Hello, people of Westeros. Gossip Girl here, and I bring you the latest and juiciest news. So sit down, relax, and grab a cup of tea because this is surely going to blow you away. Last night at Sir Laenor Velaryon and the Princess Rhaenyra's royal wedding celebration, a gruesome fight broke out between Sir Criston Cole and the Knight of Kisses. And I saw Prince Daemon getting a little bit too close to the Princess Rhaenyra. I wonder what was going on over there. But what truly was the show stealer of the night was the arrival of Queen Alicent Hightower, who showed up for the first time ever in her house colors, green. And it left the king speechless. But that's all the news I have for you. We'll keep you guys updated with much love. XOXO, Gossip Girl. I hope you guys enjoyed that little intro. It was inspired by one of you guys. You commented underneath the previous episode reaction and it sparked the idea, because I think I even commented saying, oh my god, what if there was like a Gossip Girl in this era? So as you can see, I have the Razr. I found it. This was like one of the it phones back in the day, like, oh my gosh, because it was like super sleek, and you know, I miss these days when you would just flip it and close it. You'd be talking to somebody and if they make you mad, you just, flip it. Oh man, but please comment down below if you have the Razr, if you still have it. So I basically did a recap with that intro. I just want to say two things. It is officially fall season. Just a couple more days until Halloween spooky season, and I'm really excited this year because I definitely want to do another 31 days of horror, because last year I only did it for a week and then I kind of gave up on it because it was a bit much, because I was telling myself to watch 31 horror movies and that was too much to put on my plate. Also early in the morning, so I will be eating my bowl of cereal while I'm reacting to it. So if you're wondering what am I eating, it's cereal. And then the last thing, this has nothing to do with Game of Thrones, but if you watch Big Brother, I just want to take this time to say congratulations to Taylor Hale for being the first ever black woman to win Big Brother. That show has been on for 22 years. It was season 24, but there never was a black woman. Last year, there was the first ever black man to win, Xavier. But this year, a black woman has won, and she deserved it. And all the haters are going to hate. I'm telling you, people were still upset that, people were saying she didn't deserve to win. Yes, the hell she did. But I'm not going to go into it. Just congratulations to Taylor Hale. She's definitely a woman I aspire to be. Meaning just, even when people talk down to you like a dog, kick you while you're down, you still rise above it, you still persevere, and you exude love and grace and forgiveness. And that's what I kind of strive and aim to be and radiate. And I'm sorry if you hear horns and stuff. Again, it's early in the morning. But without further ado, let's get into episode 6 of House of the Dragon. This says The Princess and the Queen, and it shows Alicent, and it looks like a different actress, so it must be another time jump. So alright, let's get into it. Let me get my head out the gutter.
And push. And again.
You can hear it. Oh! Damn! I don't want to hear that. Oh, it makes me think about her mom.
Princess, the Queen has requested that the child be brought to her immediately.
Are you serious, Alicent? She just gave birth.
You should remain abed, Princess. Yes, I should. Help me dress.
Do not sleep on women. We are powerful and strong.
Dress.
This is all one shot. I just realized that. Did they cut the cord? Rhaenyra is a badass right now.
Where is coming? The afterbirth.
Oh!
A boy. I've just heard.
Oh, that's Lena?
Yes.
Well done. Where are you going?
See, the guy's like, well
He
done.
wants to see him.
Was it
Wait.
terribly painful?
Don't ask no stupid ass question like that. Wait, King Viserys is dead? Whoever directed this, good job.
Rhaenyra, you should be resting after your labours.
Shut. Oh, now I'm pissed at
I have
Alicent.
no doubt that you would prefer that, Your Grace.
What happy news this morning.
Indeed, Your Grace.
Where is he? Where is my grandson?
We haven't spoken.
Joffrey. He'll be called Joffrey.
It's an unusual name for a Valerian.
Right.
Do keep trying, Selena.
I just realized his arm is cut off.
Sooner or later you may get one who looks like you.
The shade, Alicent. Wow. They cut off his arm. Oh my gosh, she's bleeding all over the floor.
We chose an egg for the baby.
Aww.
That looks like the perfect one.
I let Luke choose. Thank you, Jace.
Wait, who's that? And her sons have brown hair.
What a fine night.
Oh wait, is he the father?
Might I?
So Harwin wishes to be introduced to Joffrey.
Wait, Harwin Strong? Wait, so all of her kids is fathered by him?
No.
Rhaenyra, as much as you are a badass, that's so... That dragon looked like a toad to me. Ah, poor goat.
Behold, the pink dread.
Oh, that's messed up.
Be sure to mount her carefully. First flight's always rough.
Wait, what's his name? So Prince Aegon, who was the baby in the second episode. Yeah, he's giving me Viserys vibes. He is who? Aemond. So Alicent has 2 children, Aegon and Aemond. And Rhaenyra just gave birth to her 3rd son. What is the dragon's name? Sunfire? So Vermax belongs to... But they didn't say his name yet. I really wish we could have seen Balerion. That looked like Drogon a little bit. Which dragon was that? Who was this? All of these Targaryen Valerians are popping up like...
I don't believe it can see.
Oh my gosh. Is that her daughter? So she has 3 kids
It's
too.
beyond our understanding.
You will have a dragon one day.
He'll have to close an eye.
I know it.
They all laughed.
He'll have to close an eye.
To have one child like that is a mistake. To have 3 is an insult. To the throne, to you. To House Velaryon and the match you battled so hard to make for her. Not to mention decency itself.
All of her kids coming out with brown hair. It's like a Lannister situation, you know?
How do you know?
How come he can't just be like, okay, I give up my king
Have I lost my
duties
sanity, Sir Criston?
and
My senses leave me
Rhaenyra's
astray
now
as I now
queen?
sleep, dreaming, and the king her father.
He knows.
Of course he knows. Or did once, but has convinced himself otherwise. He'll do naught but make excuses for her.
A spider who stings and sucks her prey dry. Spoiled cunt.
Oh! Whoa! House of the Dragon is wild. Is this? That's Aegon.
Rhaenyra will ascend the throne, and Jacaerys Targaryen will be her heir.
So?
You are nearly a man grown. How is it that you can be so short-sighted? You are the challenge! You are the challenge, Aegon! Simply by living and breathing!
Oh, Damon! I forgot about Damon. I'm sorry. Oh, that's Lena. Which dragon is she on? Ugh, that dragon kind of thick. Why did they change the actress for Lena? I like the other actress. Damon grew his hair out, I see. Where they at, though?
Your aim is to marry one of our daughters, Your Excellence. You might have said so and spared us the history lesson.
What?
Damon has kid. This is
I
a
wish to
lot.
offer you a permanent residence here in Pentos. You would have your freedom of the city and the harbour, as befits the royal station. Triarchy has made common cause with Corin Martell of Dawn. At any moment they may turn their sights north.
I want my child to be born where I was born, on Driftmark, in my Lord Father's castle. I want my daughters to be raised in their homeland with their family, according to their birthright.
So she was on that dragon pregnant?
Seems the younger boys could do better with a bit of your attention, Sir Christopher.
You question my method of instruction, sir?
It's because he knows he's the father. I like how you could tell, like, Rhaenyra's kids with the brown hair, but they're wearing black and red.
Stay on the attack!
He's a kid. What is wrong with Kristen Cole?
Gone! You forget yourself, Strong. That is the prince.
Kristen Cole is a jackass.
Prince's training is quite unusual, Commander. Most men would only have that kind of devotion toward a cousin or a son.
Yeah, he need to get his ass beat. Yep, beat him like he did Joffrey. Kristen Cole turned into a
Not these many years. And yet today, you publicly assaulted a knight of the King's Guard in the defense of your...
Oh yeah, when you're pregnant, sometimes the
On the milk dries up.
the duct gets clogged. This is why I don't want to get pregnant.
Dark rumours are hunting us, Lena. They nip at our heels. Questions about our son's parentage.
You do not desert your post when the storm lashes.
The wise sailor flees the storm as it gathers.
Isn't that what his father said? In like episode 2? Or something like that.
I was without one until I was 15 years old. And now I ride Vhagar, the largest in the world.
That was Vhagar? That was not the...
Lena's
Okay.
dragon was born to her.
I did not like the way Vhagar looked. I don't know, it just looked thick.
In the library, reading accounts of the same dead dragon lords whose legacy you claim has no hold on you.
Didn't know I was being so minutely observed.
You do not sleep.
Well, how can I with you haunting my every move?
Grab your kids, get on a dragon and dip.
The wife you would have wished for yourself.
Lena.
To trust a Martell is to be disappointed.
Where, I wonder, is our Prince Daemon? I suppose I should call him king, as he styled himself when he won a battle there.
What do those balls on the table mean? That they're like present?
Wait. My son, Jacaerys, will inherit the Iron Throne after me. I propose we betroth him to your daughter, Helena. If Syrax brings forth another clutch of eggs, your son, Aemond, will have his choice of them. A symbol of our goodwill. Oh, 7 hells.
She was like, oh, 7 hells.
We're a family. Let us put aside these childish quarrels. Join hands and be stronger for it.
You may do as you wish, husband. When I am cold in my grave.
I have come to resign my position as Hand of the King.
Wow.
The episode in the yard this morning, my son Harwin has disgraced himself. But there is a shadow over my house, and it grows
ever darker, I can no longer serve you with integrity. What is this shadow?
About his daughter and his son.
Yes. You must have your reasoning in plain language.
Ta! She keeps saying plain. Oh, him.
He fell short of confessing my brother's transgressions.
With his eruption in the yard, your brother all but confessed the truth himself. Lord Lionel is to escort Sir Harwin back to Harrenhal to watch over his seat whilst he continues to serve his hand.
But the hand is compromised by the acts of his son.
So we're gonna see Otto again? Are they gonna bring him back?
What do you want with us? I am prepared to offer you mercy.
What are they doing? Oh! Dang, so many birthing scenes in this show.
Leave to come on! Must push now, my lady!
She is pushing!
Child will not come.
What do you mean the child won't come? It has to come out.
We could lay open the wound. Try to remove the infant by way of the blade.
Please, no, I can't. Oh, Vhagar does look old.
Vhagar, Dragaris.
Oh, you could tell it looks old. Like the skin. The dragon's like, I ain't doing it. Or is it? Why would she do that though?
You can to your mother, lad.
Is Harwin strong, my father?
Woo! He's your daddy!
We're finished here. We're leaving.
She going to Dragonstone?
What of your position? You always said if you were absent from court, she would pour her honey in your father's ear.
The wise sailor flees the storms it gathers. Blame me.
But I don't think she should leave because you know Alicent wants her son to become king. So if Rhaena leaves and Viserys dies, you know Alicent's gonna be like, Rhaenyra ain't here to sit on the throne, so Aegon, go up on those steps. Oh no! He's gonna, Larys, ooh! Oh no, how strong is gonna be done for. Oh no! Didn't they say Harrenhal was like cursed or something?
What are children but a weakness? Through them you imagine you cheat the great darkness of its victory.
What the heck is a rat? That's the second time we had a rat.
You've heard the stories of Harrenhal, your grace. It is said to be a cursed place. That it passes judgment on all who pass beneath its gates.
I did not wish for this.
I feel certain you will reward me.
I do not like him. Alright, if you're gonna click out of my reaction, I just want to say thank you so much for watching it. And please give it a thumbs up before you go. It's free. I feel like a lot has transpired within this episode. I took a lot of notes. So it was a 10-year jump from the previous episode. We see that Viserys has lost I think his arm up to like here or so, they must have like cut it off, obviously, and his health is deteriorating. This show in particular is having a lot of birthing scenes. First, Rhaenyra's mother, that was hard to watch, and then we started this episode with her giving birth, and Laena, her birth didn't really go so great. But as you can see, women in that time, in that world, and even like centuries and centuries ago, woman's role was to give birth to sons, to further the line of, you know, succession and etc. And that's why I'm like, I do not want to have kids. I'm not saying I'm never having kids, but if you ask me, do you want kids? No. There's so many complications when it comes to giving birth, and for like the symptoms and like afterwards, the things you have to deal with. Like, women's bodies are amazing, but just childbirth it's scary. It's a beautiful thing, but it's scary. But Rhaenyra gives birth to her third son, named Joffrey. The firstborn his name is Jacaerys, which I said how when I was doing my whole, in my mind of what I wanted Jon and Daenerys' son or child to be, I was saying Jaehaerys too, or John Harris. It started with a J, but that name sounds very familiar to the one I would have wanted if Jon Snow and Daenerys got together and had kids. I was really messed up for Alicent to be like, I summoned Rhaenyra after she's given birth. Like, you could tell, like, obviously this episode is called The Princess and the Queen. We see the parallels between them, and we can see not only from Alicent but from Sir Criston Cole how they feel towards Rhaenyra. I get it. Rhaenyra, she was very reckless in her actions. She lied to her best friend, and then Criston Cole, like, I'm sorry, but he turned into, I said the word in the episode, and I don't want to be on here cursing, but you should have known she wasn't going to give up everything to run off and go to Essos to spend the rest of her days with you. And ever since then, he's just become a negative Nancy. I don't like Sir Criston Cole anymore. I wrote the name Lord Caswell. I feel that name, that person, because he, after Rhaenyra gave birth, he was like, oh, I'm glad to be one of the first ones to congratulate you. So I don't know if he's gonna possibly play a role later on in the season or in the show, because I believe it's been renewed for a second season. Rhaenyra was out here sleeping with Harwin Strong, and she didn't think, okay, after her first son came out and he had brown hair, alright, we need to cut it off, we need to stop. But then she still slept with him again and again, and we see that both of her sons, the other two sons, have brown hair. They did not name drop what the middle son's name is. We just know the first one is Jacaerys and the last one is Joffrey. Aegon gives me very Viserys vibes from Game of Thrones season 1. You could tell he was crazy. You saw what he was doing in the episode. So I feel he's really gonna just be going crazy. And I'm really trying to like soak in the dialogue. We were also shown their sister, Helaena, right? So Alicent had 3 kids. She was holding the centipede, but she was saying something about he doesn't have an eye. Was she talking about the centipede, or was she talking about something else or someone else? So actually, let me write that down, like he's missing an eye. I don't know, because you know with Game of Thrones and stuff, some of the words or some of the like shots, if they linger on it for a bit long, it has some greater meaning. Like the previous episode, they showed the rat like drinking or licking the blood of, I believe it was Joffrey. And now in this episode, the rat, or I think it was a rat, came into Viserys' room. So what does the rat symbolize? I'm not saying literally like a rat, like someone who snitches, but like, does it mean Viserys is the next to die? Or, I mean, it's obvious that Viserys is going to die before the season is up, but I wonder what does the rat symbolize in this show. So Daemon and Laena have been in Pentos. They have 2 daughters, Baela, but correct me if I'm wrong, they didn't address the second daughter's name. Baela's the one who has the dragon, but her sister, she's waiting for the one to hatch, and her mother said it was like 8 years. In episode 2, when Viserys was talking with Laena when she was little, where it was like, whoa, like he's about to marry her, she was asking him where was Vhagar, and he said that Vhagar, no one knows, but rumor is that Vhagar was somewhere across the Narrow Sea. So now we see that Laena is the one that rides Vhagar. And I'm sorry, I didn't think Vhagar was gonna look like that. I mean, I understand Vhagar would be old, but Vhagar looks so chunky, and I thought we would see spikes. I thought Vhagar would kind of look like how the skull of Balerion looked, or Drogon, but it just looked like a Loch Ness monster to me without the moss on it. But we could see Vhagar is really old. It's been how many years since Aegon in this timeline? It's been like 100 years, right? 150 years? Did I write it down? I think a little bit over 150 years, so I could understand why the dragon Vhagar looks the way it does. Looks very old, but it looked like when Laena went to Vhagar to be like, Dracarys, Vhagar looked like it didn't want to do it. Maybe Vhagar knew something. Maybe if she gave the baby, I don't know. Like, in my mind, I'm thinking Vhagar knew the baby could survive, possibly, to don't give up. Maybe Vhagar wanted Laena to live, but she's like, no, just end it. And I don't quite understand why she wanted to die. Never really heard, like, I've heard of a breech baby, but I've never heard of a baby just not coming out. So that's a first, but I don't quite understand. I'm really trying to sit here and reflect on Laena's character and why she just decides to like off herself. Because I understand she voiced her concerns to Daemon about wanting to go back home, wanting to go back to Driftmark. She didn't want to be there anymore. She felt in a way stuck, but at the same time, like I said in the episode, you could have grabbed your kids, climbed on Vhagar, and you could have flown back to Driftmark or to Westeros. Like, in a way, you weren't like chained there in Pentos, right? I think they were in Pentos. You weren't like imprisoned there, like you could not leave. But and as we saw earlier in the episode, she was riding Vhagar, so obviously she was pregnant riding the dragon. You could do that, get your 2 daughters, and be out there if you didn't want to be there anymore. But I don't know, I felt like there wasn't, to me, more reason why she's just like, you know what, I'm over it, just kill me. Like, I didn't get that. But I have Qhorin Martell of Dorne. So it's Dorne versus the Triarchy. The Triarchy is kind of on the rise again, even though they defeated the Crab Feeder in episode 3. Criston Cole, like I said, he was a bitch. And I did not like how he took his feelings towards how he was, like his anger towards Rhaenyra out on her kids. Leave the kids out of it. Because the way he was making Aegon beat up Jacaerys, I did not like that, and he's just a for that. And I'm glad that Harwin kind of punched Criston Cole like the way Kristen Cole did to Joffrey, even though they pulled off Harwin off of him. But Kristen knows that Harwin is the father. Alicent knows. And what's his name? Larys, the guy with the cane with the messed up foot. Now, him, I really don't like. I think he's my number one in this world of Game of Thrones, Westeros. I think I don't like him. I think he may be above Ramsay and Joffrey for me. I still want to know, how did he know about the tea being sent to Rhaenyra? And him knowing all of these things, because he's not like Varys where he has his little birds walking around the castle, eavesdropping and hearing things, and the information is being relayed to him. So it's like, how is he? Is it the maids? Is it the handmaidens that are giving him this information? So Helaena to with Jacaerys, it looks like that's off the table. And RIP to the house strong, except for Lionel, because he looks like he's the last one standing. He did not care. He was so willing to kill his own father and brother. I'm just upset. I feel like what's going to happen next is, I thought Viserys was going to die in this episode, but I don't even want to say maybe the next episode he ends up dying. I mean, it could. He may end up dying in episode 9. You know, when it comes to this series and Game of Thrones, episode 9s are where the action or something really shocking happens that changes everything in the show. And I wouldn't be surprised if he dies in episode 9, or if something really pops off in episode 9. But if you ask me, or I was just saying, I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. Basically, I think Rhaenyra shouldn't have left. She should have stayed, because now that she's gone and her father any day now is about to die, this is the ripe and perfect opportunity for Alicent to be like, Rhaenyra's gone, Viserys is dead, Aegon, walk up them steps and sit on that throne. We saw her have a moment with Aegon and telling him that you are the challenge. Like, Rhaenyra will do anything to secure her way to the throne, and she will off you and your brother and your sister. So I guess it's like, when the time comes, you need to be ready. And we can all see that he is not fit to be king. I feel we're going to see, you know how Viserys was in season 1 of Game of Thrones? We're going to see it in Aegon. And I think Aegon's going to be bat-ish crazy. But my predictions for episode 7, Viserys is going to die. Alicent and everybody who is with Aegon, because people agree that Aegon should be the rightful heir to the throne. Aegon's going to become king, and Rhaenyra's going to find out about it, and she's gonna be like, oh hell no, no, get up off of that throne, because that's my seat, I'm the heir. And I think this is how the Dance of the Dragons, the civil war within the Targaryen family, ends up starting. But I feel for Rhaenyra, but at the same time, she's still giving me reasons to not root for her, because you slept with Harwin Strong and now everybody's questioning your kids. Yes, they're half Targaryen, but they're also half Strong. They're supposed to be half Valyrian. I'm surprised her husband is not like more like distant and upset with her, because if I was him, I'm like, why are our children not having my hair or our hair, like white hair? What's going on? I don't know if he kind of knew, because there was a shot where this was after Laenor gave Harwin Strong Joffrey, and then he was closing the doors and he kind of looked at Harwin for a moment. I may include that shot while I'm talking about it, but I don't know if it's like he knew and he just accepted it, because you know he is still doing his thing having his side dudes, and we see the latest is Carl. Yeah, so basically Rhaenyra is gonna be upset that not only that her father died, but no one told her about it, and y'all immediately put up Aegon when my father named me heir. So she's gonna show up to King's Landing, and there's gonna be a big commotion. And I wonder, because I did see the trailer, Alicent was running with the knife, and I'm assuming that was Viserys's knife. If she's gonna try to like stab Rhaenyra, or I don't know. I remember it was in the trailer, either the first or second trailer that I reacted to. But yeah, as usual, another great episode. And I'm pretty sure there was a lot of like symbolism or foreshadowing that I didn't quite pick up on. As I'm watching this show, I'm trying to look for those little clues and details, but I feel like they're more obvious to those who've read the book Fire and Blood. So they're gonna be like, oh, that meant etc, etc. The guys getting their tongues cut off, I don't know if they're supposed to like signify anything. And they had the bees, which is like Larys's symbol, just silent but deadly, I guess, what they're supposed to like signify, and if they're gonna like play another role, or they're just gonna be like behind the scenes killing off people, maybe. I don't know, anybody who is a threat to Queen Alicent or whatever. But, and I wonder, this is the last thing, what the flower that Larys keeps being like drawn to, because when we first see him, he was sniffing or smelling the same flower. So I gotta look up what that flower is, and does it signify or represent or mean anything. But alright, that is it. Dang, we got 3 more episodes. Wait, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so 4 technically episodes left, and I'm just like loving this show. It's fresh, it's what I've been wanting, even though I feel like Game of Thrones is here and House of the Dragon just topped it, because we're just seeing a little bit more. They're really pushing the boundaries of like what to show on television, and it's like I'm here for it, but at the same time I'm like, ooh, oh my god, I don't want to see that. But that was my reaction. Please give it a thumbs up if you happen to like it. Subscribe down below if you're new, and you should see me very soon. Yeah, you should see me on Saturday. But yeah, that's it. Bye guys.